All right, guys, welcome to part 5, I believe. Yes, part 5. So in part 3, I did the electrical system. Part 4, I did the interior. And now part 5, I'm doing the cooling and refrigerant system. So off camera, I just went ahead and checked all the cooling lines and freon lines and all that stuff. So I think the radiator and all that stuff was cracked because everything was dry. So when I unplugged the cooling lines, let me show you. Okay, so I pretty much just this is disconnected. This is the overflow. I disconnected this. Very little fluid came out. Disconnected the main one, the upper one, and tiny amount of fluid came out. I went ahead and I checked this. Well, I checked the pressure there first, and it was very low. And I went ahead and checked this, and that's the high pressure side. But that would have been kabooey in my face if it was pressurized, but it wasn't. So like this, I just went ahead and started this video so I could let you guys see the process of removing the radiator. It's honestly just a bunch of clips and hoses that gotta be disconnected. But I'm gonna set a time lapse up so you guys can see the whole progress. Sorry, got a phone call and I didn't realize I wasn't filming no more. But I went ahead and removed a lot of the lines. You can see there's oil coming out of this, and I think that's power steering or transmission, one of those two. But I know I got change all the fluids in the car, so I don't care what's coming out right now. I got little wee pads down there, but I got pressure wash this afterwards. But right now what I'm doing is I'm stripping all the components because I'm gonna be keeping nuts and bolts like the radiator cap. I'm gonna maybe keep the fan, so I don't want to just toss it in the garbage. I want to strip as much as I can off of it, keep it, so once I finish the car, if I don't need those parts, they can go in the spare parts bin or garbage or whatever. But I don't want to throw nothing out yet, just in case I need them for the new radiator or so on. I got all the components out, as you can see. The biggest thing, I don't know if you guys realized I was doing, like the most important thing, is zip tie all your connections. Like I just cut a glove and I wrapped them and I zip tied them. I gotta do all the rest of them. But that keeps garbage from going in, and if it's just dripping, it stops the slow drip. That one's so annoying, but that's the power steering line. Hopefully it's not a pain in the ass to like refill the power steering pump with oil. But right now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dismantle the radiator, and I'm gonna focus on cleaning my future work area before I move on to the next step. So whenever you do this, you want to make sure like finish the job fully. Like I'm not gonna start nothing else until this is done and clean. But to remove the radiator, it was honestly really straightforward. It's just a bunch of hoses that gotta be disconnected. These were, I believe, 19 millimeter nuts, but they don't come off. You just unscrew them and they just slide out of the bottom of the radiator. Then you had like some 10 millimeter bolts that held out in the AC condenser, and it looks like the fan is being held up by the same ones. And then it just comes out, like it just sits in those pockets. And make sure you take those, like those rubber bottoms, make sure you take them, because you might need them for your next radiator if you're just changing a radiator and nothing else. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and straighten this up, and let me show you guys the process. Alright, so I kind of didn't film the ending of it, but I pretty much stripped the radiator and the AC condenser and everything clean off. Any bolts, plugs, clips, anything I could take off came off. I went ahead and I removed the passenger wheel and whatever was left of that fender, because in the next video I'm going to be cutting all this off, and I'll be showing you guys how I drill out the spot welds and all that. I pressure washed this as good as I can before I put everything back together. Like once I start going that route, all this is going to be coated, so I want to make sure any of this, exposed surface rust gets treated before I put everything back on. All the connections, I gotta cover this, but that's a high pressure one, so that's fine. But everything that's open is closed off with gloves or plastic. Like all the wires are covered in plastic. All the open ends are zip tied with plastic gloves, because this is going to be the next tackle. So yeah, this is kind of a short video on how I removed the radiator assembly, all the good stuff right there. And again, even if you're doing this on your own car, it doesn't matter if it's a fender, trunk, hood, keep everything. Keep all the plastic clips, keep all the bolts, keep anything that comes off the piece you're replacing, keep, because you don't know if the new piece you're ordering has it or doesn't have it. Like, you might as well keep it until you put it back on, and then you're good to go, and you don't have to worry about ordering new plastics or whatever. Like, let me show you real quick. I know it's a mess, but see, I kept the fan was attached to the radiator. I could have tossed it and ordered everything new, but what if it didn't come with certain things, So I kept the fan. I don't know if it's working or not. I'm gonna see if it is working, but I could either use it on this car or a future project or whatnot, and I still have a good fan until I don't need it no more, and I could toss it. But the fan itself had all these clips, all these bolts I took off and everything. I could take off this wiring harness, because you don't know if your new fan comes with it. So keep that in mind when you're working on the car. If you guys enjoy these short clips kind of style videos more than the long, like, multi-part videos, let me know. I don't mind doing either one. I enjoy doing these because I could pump them out quicker, and you guys could see, like, if you're looking at to change your radiator, you just watch this video. You don't watch a 30-minute video on different parts. But yeah, I hope you enjoy. Please give me a thumbs up if you want to see more videos on this style, and I'll see you guys in the next one, which is going to be the frame rail.